Ever since I was a little girl, music made me happy. It brought me the most joy out of everything. If I opened my mouth to sing, it just set me free because I just felt like I had something that wasn't from this world. I had something different. I had something that money couldn't buy. It made me feel better. It made me feel good about myself. Hi, I'm Mary J. Blige, and this is the timeline of my career. I was signed to Uptown as an artist who ended up singing background for Jeff Redd because I was not out yet. I was just waiting to be put out. So while I was waiting and sitting on a shelf for a second, Jeff Redd asked me would I sing background on some of his records, and for the first time at the Apollo was with him, singing background. I definitely had something to prove, and that thing I had to prove was to my family. I was nervous and I was excited because I knew that I was going to be able to get my family out of the projects. I knew I was going to be able to take my mother, out of that neighborhood, get my siblings out of that neighborhood. And so that was the most exciting part for me, but I was working to make that happen. It just took a lot to adjust to everything that was going on because, you can't get excited about something you're not feeling. The only thing I was feeling was singing. It was work time for me. When I was singing background for Jeff Redd, I was still living in the projects, and I think You Remind Me was on the radio, the song that was on the Strictly Business soundtrack. Nobody expected for it to be so huge to the culture, and the DJs were playing it, and it just jumped off the soundtrack onto the radio, and it became this big deal, and we were still living where we was living, how we was living. It was a lot. It was a lot to process.
Is it a dream or is it deja vu? Free your mind.
I went into it was a sophomore project. I was scared to death. I was going through a lot. And so this was my way of speaking and trying to get all this stuff out of my heart and off my chest and, kind of a cry for help. When the fans responded and said Me Too to the My Life album, it made me feel less alone. People were really suffering just like me. I used to write poetry when I was a kid. I used to write little poems and stuff to myself. And all those days came back when it was time to write, the My Life album. It was just, how you feel? I just wrote down how I felt and what I was going through.
Oh, I know that things will turn out fine. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. I know that you wish that you could be my man.
When I stepped away from Puff, after the My Life album to do the Share My World album, the chatter on the streets was, can she do it without Puff? And I'm the type of person, I don't really care about the chatter. I have something to do. This is something I have to do, and I have to do it for me. I have to do it for my mind, my mental, my strength. I gotta keep going. So I just kept going, and everything just came out on the album, Share My World. I don't know what happened. There was so much going on, but it wasn't something that I remember like, oh my God, my album was #1 and da da da. I always just remember pushing, trying to get past everything in my head and everything in my heart and everything that was going on in my life that I couldn't fix. The only thing that kept me pushing and moving was the music, was the writing, was the feeling of listening back to the songs, that what I did and how it made me feel. That was driving me. I didn't have real information on what a more positive me or a positive thing was, but all I knew that in my gut is that I have to keep moving. This is going to keep me alive. This is going to keep me sane. Normally I name my albums, the things that I'm living through or attacking. So I named the album No More Drama because I was tired. I was sick and tired of being sad and depressed and hating myself. That was the breakthrough of healing, of the healing process starting, although it was still something that happened, something had cracked on No More Drama, literally like cracked. But then there was a whole nother level to deal with. Okay, you ready for this truth about you? So I had to perform that song everywhere. I had to live that song. I was living out the process of my healing of the No More Drama part of my life. At some point, there was healing. There was healing because I chose life.
Let's get drunk upon the bone in this thing. I'm so low, be so dumb to think you gon' marry me. I got to be out my mind. I think I need someone to carry me.
The breakthrough is what I needed. I needed a breakthrough in this healing. So that's what I named the album, The Breakthrough. I was going for that. I wasn't there yet, but I was going for that. I was writing like that, I thought I'd found somebody that I loved and all this stuff, and I thought something good was happening, and I was writing like, oh, well, I'm about to have a breakthrough, something good's about to happen, and I got a breakthrough, all right. It was a wake-up call to where I really needed the love from. I was searching for the love from people and men and things, and it didn't work, and turns out I needed the love from myself. So the breakthrough was real. It was just a breakthrough, not in how I thought it was gonna happen. The breakthrough was, you gotta stop looking for love in people. You gotta love yourself. I don't like chasing what I did before, and I don't like doing what I did before, and I definitely wasn't gonna do another Be Without You ever. And I don't think I can do another breakthrough. I don't think I could do another My Life, or another What's the 411, another Share My World. This is why I said I'm constantly moving, and I don't care what people think about the last album. If you like the last album, buy the last album. We're gonna give you something new, and eventually they'll adjust and like what you do. When you have courage to say, I gotta keep moving, man. This is not just about entertainment for me. I was sent here to do something different.
I will follow his lead, thinking I would be the one he'd keep around. God, who will you trust? I give you too much, enough and feeling. Now we're in the thick of it.
The Strength of a Woman album was deliberate because I was pissed. Burning up. I had to pay alimony every week or month or something like that, and I was just hot. And so it was deliberate. There was everything in it was, I don't want to say the word, but everything in it was, I was mad. I had to find, just like in all my albums and things that I went through in life that were dark, I had to find some fun somewhere to cope. You let a Quavo hop on your record, and you let DJ Khaled hop. You gotta have some fun somewhere, so the whole thing is not, just all downhill. Well, there was a time when I didn't listen to my old music, but I recently, during the first quarantine, started listening to my albums, and because I guess I had so much time by myself, and I reached a place in my life where I said, let me listen to this. And man, it was like someone was teaching me. It was like someone strange was talking to me. It was crazy. The experience is crazy. What was beautiful is that she was not trying to be so tough. She was trying to get through, and that's the part that made me cry when I listened. Like, wow, she was really in some serious pain, and she was just trying to get through. She didn't want to hurt anybody. And then from album to album, you can hear her trying to help other people. When I listened to Growing Pains, I was just crying, like, oh my God. So, to be chosen to be that vulnerable and be whatever I've been to people, it's like, wow, it's humbling.
What a hell of a year. If I make it through hell and I come out alive, I got nothing to fear.
You the one always talking about saving. Our own and our own parts are the only way to get up from under their foot. We right there.
I don't want you working for them.
During the time that I got the script for Mudbound, when I read it, I was probably in the darkest place of my marriage. And it was horrible, and it was hell. And this was a time where I had to be quiet and still and strong every day. So I took all of that I had to be and gave it to this character. I couldn't say much because I knew this was a bad situation, and I knew that one day I was gonna get out of it. I was just trying to figure out how to get out of it, and I was waiting for the proof to show up. So I had to not say a lot, and be this quiet strength. And that's what Florence was. She was quiet strength. She had to be quiet and keep her emotions to herself to keep from hurting someone, from getting hurt herself. I couldn't believe what happened. I was blown. I was caught off guard. I wasn't expecting to wake up in the morning. I did Mudbound. I was like, oh yeah, I did Mudbound. I did a movie, I was in it. But I wasn't expecting to be nominated for an Oscar. Oh, I did a song, hopefully they use it. They used it and it got nominated for an Oscar. So I was just caught off guard. So I was really like at the Oscars like, oh shoot, like everything was just like, wow. I just felt like Cinderella. And I felt like at any moment, my coach was gonna turn into a pumpkin and the horse was gonna turn to mice. But it just kept going all night long, and the love that that was given to me was just amazing.
I won't be working for them. I'll be working for us. I already said yes.
Jane can handle himself, and you too valuable to the family. Go ahead. This will be squashed in a minute.
What attracted me to the role of Monet is I grew up with a bunch of Monets. All my friends are Monets. Some of them in prison, some of them are out right now. My mother, in a sense, was Monet. She was a hustler, raising her kids on her own. She didn't, she knew her man wasn't coming back. It's about women trying to make it in a male-dominated world, and just trying to be strong through the whole thing. So that's what attracted me to the role, is the fact that I know this woman very well. Acting is whole nother cathartic, therapeutic, whatever you want to call it. It's just it's giving me a whole nother brand new way to get things out my heart and out my life that I lived. And so the places when I'm playing Monet on Ghost, the places I have to travel are the things I had to be quiet about, the things I had to be still about, the things I didn't want to end up doing or I would end up in jail. So I have to visit some really hardcore places to be this character. It's a whole nother, I'm grateful for acting, because it's a new way, because you get to express it. You get to curse out the people. You get to really let it go. And that's what performing did. And so this is like performing.
He'll be back.
Yeah, he just gonna go get something.
You know what to do.
There was a lot I needed to get out. That's why I had that pen. About 2 years ago, I was on the royalty tour with Nas, and we both were celebrating the 25th anniversary of our album. He was celebrating Illmatic, and I was celebrating my life. And Time magazine was celebrating, and Billboard magazine, everybody was celebrating. So I said, well, let me really celebrate and, make a documentary and let people see or hear me speak and living out the process of, of how do we get here? Who are the producers on here? How are they feeling? What was my family going through? What was this dark thing that made so much light? What people were dealing with? My peers are speaking about, what they were living through and how I gave them a voice, and it's just so much information on it. And we had to go through the 411 album to get to the My Life album. And it's always hard to revisit, but it's all healing. I think that if I wasn't supposed to go through it, God wouldn't allow me to go through it. I had to sing these songs on tour like all my life. So I have to feel that stuff again and again and again, and I'm not afraid to feel anything. That's a gift I think God has given me. I can feel everything. So if I gotta relive the My Life album on stage so my fans can scream and cry and heal, or new people can come in my life, I think that was my assignment. I think to be able to feel. I didn't know that so many people felt the same way.
She made it okay for people to say it's all right to be me.
And no hits. Honey, find the songs that move you. Until you do that, you ain't going nowhere. My agency called and they said, there's a film being made on Aretha called Respect. Jennifer Hudson's playing her, and you're gonna play Dinah Washington. I did some research on Dinah, and I said, I'm in. She was a full-blown, I'm gonna cut my husband when I get home, in a nice dress though, nice hair, fully. It was about Aretha, just being a part of her legacy, her history, just being in anything that involved her is what made me say yes. When I went to do my first scene for her, I was scared to death, but I knew her, so nobody knew I was afraid. I just went and just crashed through the door like, we're gonna, that's how I do it fear. I just kick fear down and say, once you kick the fear down, game over. If you're out here and people are trying to take you and make you into what they want you to be, don't do it. Be who you are, whoever you are. As artists, as people, as human beings, we're all awkward. We're whatever we are, so what? You're awkward, you're clumsy, whatever you are, just embrace it. Embrace it, and I say this now, because I couldn't say this in 1994, but I say with everything that I hated about myself, I love it now. Embrace it all. I wouldn't do anything different.